I'm sunbathing. It's a Saturday morning and I just need vitamin D. But I think this is how we'll start the vlog. Um, I'm now reading Giovanni's Room. It's so warm. Actually, it's just too bright. But I'm now reading Giovanni's Room. I'm just in the first few pages and my friends have been bugging me to read this for years and I know it's gonna be good. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. So now we're gonna be reading it for the book club and I'm just so excited to go through it with this brightness. I might get my sunglasses in a bit. Chicken butt.
Banana.
I swear that if I read this in winter, I might not be here by now. I'm not even like half, like I'm really far from it, like see? It's just that the lines are so beautiful that it could send me to spiral anytime. I look so tired, but we will be sunbathing later. It's just quite chilly now. So we're inside our room and sleeping. Hi, it's a Monday morning and I actually just finished journaling about Giovanni's Room. I finished reading this yesterday and I had to like sit for a while and sleep with my thoughts for them to marinate because I don't know, the story is really good. However, the ones that got me were really James Baldwin's words. And I even wrote on my journal that the story might be the secondary reason why I'm fully drawn with this book, and because there were so many things that were just so relatable. And as a person who loves Paris so much and moving, I felt like some of the words here were words I wish I have had. I wish I was able to describe the city and some of the feelings on this book. Like I wish I was the one who wrote them, and it's just so beautiful of a book. And yeah, it's a classic, and reading this made me realize why this is a classic. And yeah, I actually recommend it, and I'm so grateful for all of my friends who recommended this to me. And I'm really grateful for my book club for picking this because I was finally able to pick this one up already. My next read is Homecoming. It's written by a Filipino poet, Marj Ostani. I've worked with her in some of my passion projects back in the days. Not really the days, but a few years back. And her words have always made me fall in love deeper with words. I remember when we first worked together for a book project, she gave me this printed short story that she wrote together with The Myth of Sisyphus. I haven't read The Myth of Sisyphus, but I've always found myself coming back to that story because it's just so raw and just evokes so many emotions. And yeah, I wish I brought it here. But yeah, like, I'm excited to go through it. I'm kind of like in the first quarter of the book, and I might finish this today. Finally got my Granta magazine, and I'm so glad to have it. I had to order it online because I cannot find it locally, and this is their spring 2025 issue. I'm in the balcony right now. We just closed it because it was too windy, but I'm gonna do laundry in a bit, and I'm gonna just talk about quickly about Burning Mao, the first article in Granta's spring 2025. And to be honest, I'm not so drawn to it. And it's maybe because I just don't care much about Andy Warhol. I did when I was like a teen, especially when I was in art school. But right now it was just okay. And I'm just gonna share actually like a line that I like. I just wrote it, and it says, "And why does the loneliness feel truer, more essential than any love or acclaim?" So that's the only thing I like about it. And yeah, I know it's about like his factory and Fernanda's life in there, and it was just okay. Like, it was a good homage to the person Andy Warhol himself. But yeah, it was okay, I think. Okay, you guys, so I'm filming this in the middle of everything. Like, I'm still working, but my doctor just called me and they will have to change my birth control pills again. And this is, I think, the third time that this happened. So just a little backstory is the pill I've had since January is just not so good for me. But the one before that was really good for me. But for some reason, in September, everything just went to flames. And if we're really gonna have to trace everything that's happening, it was because of my former job. And every single time I think of it, I don't wanna think of it because I just don't want negativity somewhere in my new era in my life. But my hormones have been really messed up since September. I mean, it has always been messed up, but it became more messed up since September. And my body loves to actually manifest everything. And the painful part is I'm actually in physical pain a lot lately since September, when I have had one of the most stressful things that happened to me in my job. And yeah, I think I'm recording this just to kind of let you know that I know money is very important, but no job is worth so much pain in your life. Like, you could endure it, but keep searching for a better opportunity if you're stuck in a job that doesn't even give you something good for yourself. Because I tried to endure it because I thought I can, until I cannot because they went too much. And my body has just been showing me all the physical destructions that the job did. This stress manifests on its own through physical pain. And now the hormones are more messed up because of it, even though we're healing. But yeah, I think that's basically it. I will have to go back, like, answer some emails or answer some messages, and hopefully everything just goes good. It's a Wednesday and it's the final work day of the week, and I hope it's always like this and everyone just goes on break every Thursdays or Fridays, because we just deserve a good rest and to have a life beyond work. But anyway, I just wish most of the brands I'm working with will be on break on Labor Day tomorrow and Friday, but we'll see. However, right now I actually arrived home about 2 hours ago because I went so early to the clinic to get some tests done, and I had to pick up something at the post, and then I just arrived, and the moment I arrived I showered because it's quite a warm day today. But anyway, I just finished reading an article from Catnip, and I got this magazine last December, and this is one of the magazines I was just so happy to have or acquire last year because I've been looking for this in so long. And I read the first article last year, and I don't know why I didn't continue, but I just read Catcalls, and I like how it showed the complexities of languages through a form of how cat or the figure of a cat is said in your countries. So, for example, to be a gatta morta, dead cat, in Italian suggests something maybe lurking behind your innocent expression. Calling a friend kure, tomcat, in Somali would be pointing out how well dressed he is. So things like that. It's so interesting, and it's such a short article. It's just one page. And as a person, again, who loves languages, I just love knowing these things. And yeah, I'm just having a cup of matcha. I'll be working in like few minutes to answer some emails because they are a lot. But I just want to let you know that I'm finally reading your Utopia. I was supposed to read this yesterday. Oh no, sorry, not yesterday, but last year. But life got in the way, and now we're finally reading it. I'm just in the first few pages because yesterday, instead of reading it fully, my husband and I just yapped the entire night and watched some shows. So I'm just in the kitchen chilling because our dishwasher is starting to act up again. Maybe because it's too warm, and then it's honestly too warm. That's why I'm not filming much too, because it's so warm. I had to cut because I heard some noise downstairs. But anyway, I finally got myself the Paris review for spring 2025. I'm so excited to be subscribed to this again because it's been a while. It's been years since I subscribed to one. The last time I was subscribed to it was even the time where Otessa Moshfag wasn't a big deal yet. But yeah, I'm really excited to go through this. I'll read the first story maybe later today. I'm just reading Your Utopia almost the entire day. It's really too warm. My brain is not functioning well. That's why I wasn't filming much too. But yeah. I'm leaving in a few minutes and I have a few things to do this Sunday because I have a book club and I'll go to like this IKEA book swap in Brussels as well. And here are the books I'm bringing to the city today. So first is Walking Practice for our Waterstones book club, and then Giovanni's room for our second book club, like in our book club. And I'm also bringing my read for this week, which is Your Utopia. So far it's so good. I love Cursed Bunny more still, but I really love the vibe of the whole Black Mirror vibe of this book. And since I really am hoping that there's like a book that I like from the IKEA book swap in Brussels, I'm bringing Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given. And this is a small edition. I didn't like it that much. And yeah, I just wish to give this away actually. It's okay, but it's very typical white feminist. And that's what we're bringing to this week, this Sunday. And I have to leave in a few actually. That's why I'm quite a rush. The weather is really cold again for some reason after days of warmth, and I'm not feeling well, but we're back to a duel. Usually my summer perfume is Le Papier, but since it's very chilly and windy again outside, we're going back to my autumn and winter perfume. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I'm with Yoji. We're inside my office, and I'm not sure if I actually had a few vlogs in between. I will still have to edit this, but yeah, just quite of a recap on what happened the past 4 days, because I've been out on those 4 days. And I just really found myself like being with people lately. And if I haven't responded to you, since this is most of my friends watching anyway, if I haven't responded to you, I'm really sorry. It's just that I'm quite out a lot lately and been talking to more people that are not online. And that takes energy too, so I kind of preserve them for that. But anyway, moving forward. So few things. It's cold again. It's 6 degrees again. And on May 1, I had bad colds because it's too warm. Like May 1 was too warm. May 1 and May 2, too warm. It's summer weather, and we had to go to the Royal Gardens of Laken. I'm not sure if I'm correct how I'm saying this, but yeah, where the royal family of Belgium lives. We went there and we went to the gardens because it's only open once a year, and I still believe they should like give it to the locals for free, to be honest, because we pay so much tax in this country. It was so beautiful. The entire time I was there, I was just thinking how it should be free and how I want to be so rich because I just want to have a nice greenhouse for myself, a nice garden. I know my family has a farm, but like I just want to have a garden like of my own, and it will be so nice and beautiful. And we had a great time. Me and Bart had a great time, and yeah, it was a nice evening. At least we went on the evening because it would have been too warm if we went in the morning. So we went in the evening where it's sunset, because if you're not from Europe, or I'm not sure other parts of the West, but in here at least, like when spring hits, sunset is about 8 to 9 in the evening, and then every summer it's like 11. And yeah, on the next day it was too warm, but we still went out and we met with Bart's mom, and we just did groceries and visited some shops. And I was just dying at home that day and I just want to lay down. It was warm. I read your Utopia and also Paris Review, I believe. I'll go through those later. Just treat this like mini vlog as a podcast. If you don't want to watch me, like just listen. Anyway, on the 3rd of May, which is a Saturday, I went to Gent Art Book Fair, and I was with a few artists and publishers. I met them there. Okay, sorry, but Yuji just really wants to be carried. So I went there. I bought few things that I'll be showing. I showed it on my TikTok, but I'll be showing it here as well because I really love talking about them. I love art book fairs. I love book fairs, but I really do love art book fairs because I meet a lot of artists and indie publishers. And I participated one time for my creative project years back. I think that was 2017 in Singapore Art Book Fair. And I was with my best friend and we were just so happy like during that trip. It's still like part of top 3 trips I've had in my life. I miss doing creative projects. Maybe I'll go more into it the more I meet like creative people. So yeah, I don't know what will happen, but it was such a great time. Like I miss the energy that the art community brings. Maybe I'll get more into it in the future. I'm not sure. I don't want to promise myself because right now I'm just really enjoying hanging out with people. Now I'll show some things that I got. So I said this on my TikTok that this was the first one that piqued my interest. It's a collection of love letters written to the gardener, but I'm quite not sure. I tried to read the first story, but I realized that I want to read it day per day. I don't know when I will finally start, but this is one of the 50 and it was exhibited in kiosk before. I was actually supposed to go to kiosk last Saturday to check their Titanic exhibition. It was like a recreation of Titanic, but I just didn't have much time because I just want to be home right after socializing too much. So I went back, but I might go to that exhibition this week or next week. I'll see what happens to me. So yeah, this was exhibited there and I'm really just excited to go through each letter, and I don't have much to say. I'll let you know more once I go through everything. Hi Yuji, he's still here. Next one that I got is Nomad Papaya's book. I think she's a staff or like one of the publishers of Nomad Papaya. She talked me through each of the thing they have the book that I really wanted to have was the manual of Mahjong, because I really want to learn Mahjong. And I know some classmates of mine before, they know how to like play Mahjong, and it's still a dream of mine that when I have a house, I'll have a table and we will just play it. And honestly, the reason why I wanted to learn it was because of Crazy Rich Asians. But yeah, that was the book that I wanted to buy, but they're out of print. But they said they will have a reprint soon. And my best friend and I were just talking about how because that book, the Mahjong book, is a collection of rules, because each province has a different rule apparently. And I don't know how it goes still, but we were just talking about how Asian culture is so unique in a way that there's no origin to everything. And it's like every time you learn something new about an Asian culture, you just keep unearthing it and you just wanna learn more. And it always traces back to like communities to communities, and that concept of community is just something you want to be part of. And I love that. That's I think one thing I'm so proud of being Asian, of that ethnicity. Anyway, so moving forward with this, because the reason why I got this was, I'm not sure if it was her dad or like whoever is like this the author of this book. The entire book is actually about papaya and how it's not native to Taiwan, and it was like brought by Japanese people. I think that's how I understood it. I haven't started reading the book, but I will get to it soon because I really want to check this out. And the style of this book is even like a Japanese way of reading things. And yeah, like it's like papaya became a symbolism of immigration and like who is a local, who is a stranger. And this book is like with photographs, intricate photographs of a papaya, where it grew, how it grew, is it actually a local, is it an immigrant, things like that. So I cannot tell more. I can only tell what I got from the time I was at the book fair. Next things I got, well, it's just a pack. It was on a plastic. It's a scent of stage fright, and it's just like about stage fright. Like the scent is how the creator encapsulated what stage fright is for them. And yeah, this is just a zine about stage fright. And I like this scent so far. It's too citrusy, and I found myself loving citrus scents lately this spring, because I tried Diptyque's Wick. Okay, I found it, and I really didn't like this scent that much when I first got the sample of it, but I really am enjoying citrusy scents this spring, and it's Lourdes Hesperides, if I'm saying that correctly. I've always wanted to buy this because I just want the packaging of it, but didn't like it originally. And now maybe I will still see if I want to invest on it, because I'm really not a collector of perfumes. I want to be one, but I'm just so picky of the scent I use. Wait, because I have to let Yuji out because he's already meowing. Okay, I'm back. I tried to lower my camera, but I'm not sure if it will work because I just saw like it's quite lower, and Yuji's finally out because he's just so mad already. Anyway, the next part here is I got this things from another publisher, and wait, we'll start with this one. So it's Grosa's Fancy Dinner. It's like an invitation. And I saw it as like an invitation to read the book, but like what I said on my TikTok, there's just so many German text to it that I just didn't want to go through it, because I'm already just so confused with languages already that I just want to stick with some that I know already, which is English, Tagalog, and Dutch. Anyway, this one is just a cute text, and it has images as well. I opened it and it's very nice. The entire book is about friendships and how friendships are so important, and like how this gross ass fancy dinner is basically like how she just misses her friend in this situation, and like on that situation or in that memory, and this was her letter to her. And yeah, this was just a photo that is connected to the text here. And as a person who loves postcards and letters, and how I send my best friend this so much, and I also sent me and Bart when we were still in long distance, we sent so much letters to each other. This was something nice, and that's why I also bought the collection of love letters, because I really do love writing to my friends, at least like the closest ones to me, and it was a habit that I want to bring back, maybe soon, we never know. But at that shop or publishing, I also got this orange, like it's a collection of postcards. I don't want to pull them out yet, but it's different photos, and it's just an explanation on how orange is this perfect fruit or this perfect thing in this world, and how orange is simply perfection. I have to read this. Yeah, maybe I'll read it today. I'll see how busy I am with work, but yeah. Also, speaking of work, I really wish every week, I know I hold my time, but I wish every week we're only like expected to work 3 times. I know I could even not work for like a week, but I just wish we have more time for our hobbies, because maybe then we will be happier. I'm not sure. And it's not even hobbies, it's just sometimes you just want to meet people, and I do love meeting people in person. And yeah, maybe we should have more time to it, but we live in a capitalistic world, so what's the point? Anyway, I got this postcard as well from that same shop. I will try to put where I got them, because I really forgot the publishing companies already. And speaking of oranges, go read The Orange by Wendy. The Orange is part of Serious Concerns, and I've always wanted to buy that, but it was so expensive in the Philippines when I was still in the Philippines. And I'm so glad that Faber created The Orange, and I really still love this collection. It's light, I love Wendy Cope's writing, because I love the mundane, and I love how sometimes you just don't have to go deeper. Sometimes you just have to be an observer of life, and how you just have to love everything you see without anything else. And in this week, I finally went through with all the magazines lying here in this house. I only got very few, unlike in the Philippines, I got so much more. But this 2 that I got, I haven't read them fully yet. I'll start with like the first one that's really lying down. I got this Hommegirls just right after Boy Genius summer, and I got this from Paris in Offer. It's one of my favorite bookshops there, and it's an art bookshop, and I'm so glad to get this, because I really wanted to get this. And then after I bought this, I believe I only read the editorial's notes and like the cover story of Boy Genius, and then I just let it be a display in this house. And honestly, I'm not that type of person. I love magazines so much. I kept reading them, but I believe work got in the way so much that I just like read a few books and then read like few articles. And speaking of articles, I've said this to on my TikTok that I wish I'm a Substack girly, or like the New Yorker online girly, but I'm not. It's not because I'm a snob and I just want physical media. God, I really do want to like read online articles, but because most of my work is already online and my family is usually online, and like a bunch of my friends are like online, like not online, but like they're my real friends. It's just that I'm away from them. So everyone's online. And I really do need a break from being online. And that's why I'm enjoying much of my time offline and meeting people. Anyway, that's why I went through the magazines that I have and subscribed to a few journals again, which I was back in like about 10 years ago. But yeah, I read this and I read like one article here already. It's an interview with, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Wait, I'm just gonna show you. Yeah. But it's like just an interview, and I realized that how I missed like learning new people through magazines, because like that's how I learned about a bunch of celebrities back in the days, because internet wasn't interneting when I was a kid. Anyway, the next one that I got is Catnip. This is honestly one of my most anticipated magazines when it came out. Like, I was just so happy. I don't even know how I saw it. I probably saw it on Instagram. But this is their volume 1. They'll have a volume 2 in the future. But the entire magazine is just about cats. Can I see? But it's just about cats, over cats, over cats. And we all know I'm obsessed with cats. And when I first bought this, I read the first article, the catitude adjustments. And yeah, I realized that I read a few articles about it, and then it just became a display again in my house because again, work got in the way. But now we don't have that shit work to get in the way. So we're going through them. We're going through all the articles. I plan to like go through all of the magazines that I have now this spring, and then a new collection in the summer. So I'll do it like a quarterly thing. And maybe I can read, like talk more about these magazines as a separate entity in the future. And yeah, I got myself literary journals again, Granta and Paris Review. I'm subscribed to them. Like Paris Review, I'm subscribed for a whole year. And Granta, it's just this one I bought, and I will check how I love it or how I love the pieces here. But yeah, like I subscribe myself to literary journals again because I really do miss discovering authors outside of TikTok, outside of Instagram, outside of Goodreads. I might even delete my Goodreads in the future, but I really just do miss having a glimpse of someone's writing, because that's how I've encountered Tessa Moshfegh's works before I even have gone through her works, because I discovered her during the time that like TikTok wasn't a thing. And again, I have a superiority complex, and I really just like, I really do love being ahead of the game. Yeah, I know that's my flaw, but I don't think it's my flaw. I really just love discovering things. And yeah, I'm excited to discover new writers that I haven't read yet on this literary journals. So far, to be honest, Paris Review, it didn't captivate me. The first story and the first poem that I read didn't captivate me as much as it captivated me when I was young, about 10 years ago, in my early 20s. So I'll see where this goes. I hope I will not regret subscribing to this, but I'll see. I'm also waiting for my Apartamento magazine. I've always wanted to be subscribed to it, but I'll explain why I didn't subscribe to it, or I didn't buy the first issue that I saw in offer about 2 to 3 years ago. Anyway, now we'll talk about, so we're done with the 3rd of May. I know I'm rambling, but this is how I tell a story. That's why Bart said I never have a point till I get to the point. But there's really no point. I just want to yap and update everyone, since I know I'm missing a lot. like, what's the noise? If you could hear the noise outside, for some reason, everyone outside just decided to be noisy again. So yeah, like yesterday, May 4th, I met with friends and I met with my book club. So I went to this IKEA X living room. It's up until, the exhibition is up until the 7th of May only. And I saw on TikTok that they have a book swap. And I saw that there's such a fun age. I don't know where I put my copy. But anyway, like I said, I think I created a vlog yesterday. So I will see it once I edit it. And I gave up my Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given. Is that the title? I just didn't like the book, mainly because it's so white feminism. Anyway, enough about Florence Given. I got my Such a Fun Age. I don't know where my copy is in this office. Maybe it's on my desk. But I've always been excited to read Such a Fun Age. I think it became famous on Goodreads and Bookstagram and Book Talk during the pandemic. And I bought a copy from Fully Booked in the Philippines, and I had to sell it because I was moving. So I sold my unread copy, and I'm so glad that I got it for free this time. So thanks to the stranger who dropped that book. And yeah, I sold a bunch of like unread books, and I kept telling myself that I will read them once I move, but I just kept going through other books that I see. Anyway, I keep saying anyway again. I don't care. I love how that's how I navigate through life. And yeah, I met with, right after the book swap, I met with friends and we had our Waterstones book club. It was my favorite discussion so far. It was like, I really love talking about Dolki Min's walking practice. Where is Dolki Min's walking practice? And I really just love talking about this book. It's fun, it's gory. My favorite takeaway from that book club was when my friend Ariane said, learned behavior, like, to be judgmental is a learned behavior, and can we unlearn it? Because we talk about how the alien here do they understand being a human or not? And yeah, that's it. I really do love that discussion. We talked about more, but I have to journal them more still and process it later on in my life. Right after the book club, we intended to have our mini book club because we just wanted to have our own like discussion about Giovanni's room. And the thing is, we had that book club not knowing that Waterstones will also have the 4th of May. We already scheduled 4th of May to meet each other. And what happened was, it was also like, yeah, like Waterstones announced that they will also have it the 4th of May with this book. And this book was so interesting for us when we saw it. So we're like, we're doing 2 book clubs. And then the fun thing yesterday was our main book club went with us to our sub book club. So we're a big group and it was so fun. I really just love having a group, and we just keep talking about books, about life, about immigrating in Belgium. A lot are Belgians. And yeah, we're just chatting. And that's how like I realized like how important communities are, and not just communities who are your friends or your circle. I know people like, for a lot of people, it's enough for them to have just one friend group or like just one friend in their life. But as a person with so many hobbies, I really do love having different friend groups and different friends, because I'm that person who thinks like I don't want to be like, it's not to be a burden, but I don't want to burden someone and force them of my interest is if it's not their interest in the first place. Because I've noticed this with a lot of people, they just keep forcing it to their friend or to their group that they have, instead of looking for communities who actually like talking about these things, like these hobbies. Like, I love that I have friends for knitting, crocheting. I have friends for books. I have just friends, and I just really do love it. And my best friend and I were talking about how we wanted to live in a secluded place or even a forest, but God, how we love humans. We love interacting with humans because it gives us energy. And I know it could be tiring, but it's so fun to hear others' perspectives and to just be out of your bubble. And I think it's very important, because I keep seeing on TikTok recently too, like how, like, if you're friends to everyone, you're friends to none. I don't think that, maybe it's a different and I'm just not listening. They have a different thing about it. But I hate like reading it all the time. And I hate seeing people be so selfish of the friends that they have now, on where you could find more communities. I don't know if I'm blabbing, but you get my point. Anyway, I'm about to be finished reading your Utopia, and I like how I could connect this to whatever I'm talking about communities and friendships. I still love Cursed Bunny more than your Utopia, but I really love Bora Chung's not writing, because this is a translated work, but it's still her writing. I love her writing, I love her concepts, and I love how Anton her translates them. It's such a perfect combo, and I love it. And this is like, it's giving Black Mirror vibes, if you love Black Mirror. And what I love about this collection of short stories, I wrote about it, so I might read it to you. I wrote here, Bora Chung showed how humans just want to be seen, and it really showed humans' misery and how technology could only get us to so much, and we have to let go of this hyper individualism, because maybe the real utopia is when you hold on to hope and actually be a human yourself. And again, we go back to like technology could only get you to so much, because a lot of the people I meet keep telling me like most of their friends are just online, or like they don't meet much of their friends. And this is when you go out and actually maybe try to find your community, like, you know, the people who you could discuss with outside of TikTok, outside of Instagram. Put down that phone and just exist. Like, start small, text your friend, and again, not text maybe, because that's what I'm saying, like, get out of being online, but maybe call, I don't know, meet up with a friend, have coffee. I keep seeing like bring back casual friendships. That's very true. And I know a lot of people hate seeking, but maybe you should seek like communities and clubs, like book clubs, discussion clubs, anything like that. It's a great time to like widen your perspective, and that's always just nice. Anyway, that's what I have for today. I sounded preachy maybe, but yeah, I also am just ingesting things that I'm seeing, and that's how I ingested it so far. And yeah, like, I'm really excited to be offline a lot, because I'm doing a lot of readings and still meeting friends, and I'll be meeting more friends in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see when I'll have a break. But so far I'm having fun, and I'm the person who listens to my body, that when I can't, I just rest. And I think I'll cut it with this, because I have to work still. Bye. Thank you for watching.